What's up, guys? We're gonna roll beats. Today we're gonna be finishing our Halloween themed beat. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post when it's on, make sure you do so, because it does help it a lot. Let's hop right into it. So in part 1 we made our melody, part 2 we did our drums. So now what we're gonna do is pretty much finish it up and do anything else we want to do as far as like mixing, structure, adding effects, stuff like that. So what we're gonna do first is I think we should just go over the mixing and I guess the mastering. It's not gonna be too crazy because it's 2021 going to 2022. It's not 2010, right? We don't need to be adding 30 plugins on just for a snare, right? Like a lot of the sounds are mixed already. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and just go over our mixing first, and then we can kind of get into structure and adding other sounds. All right, so now we're gonna do the mix, and I just limited myself and just added a few things because you can get carried away at this point. And you could be doing this for days, right? You could add effects and all type of stuff. So that's why I kind of just already preloaded stuff. So first thing I like to do is put my main drums, like my rims, snares, claps, stuff like that, into a bus. So you hold control, click and drag into an empty track, right click, track routing, and click the second one. Then everything will be routed here, as you can see. And on this bus, you can start to add effects and stuff that you want. Usually I just boost the highs a bit, and then I take out the bass. Like wherever this is, I just pull it down like that, and then play it just to clean it up slightly. Now I'll put the transient processor just to make my drums more crispy. I'll turn it all the way to the right so you can see what it does, kind of. Right, you can see it increases the sustain, and then this will kind of do the opposite. Right, just to create a little bit more bounce as well. Okay, so that's all I pretty much do for my drums. Of course you can add EQs, but I think nowadays you do not need to do that stuff. I think that's overkill because most drums are mixed anyway. I mean, it's 2021, it's not 2013. Okay, so for my kicks or my low end, my 808, now I turn this plugin on, right, and I use the fat bottom preset. You probably see me use this a lot, and this is just will make my bass more subby, and I'll just play it by itself, right, just a little bit more subby. And then my kick, I'll just put it in mono, and then we can put this in mono as well. I don't always do that, but you can. So play everything together. All right, now for like the master, this frequency splitter is what I use nowadays just for like easy mixing and stuff or mastering. Turn it on, and pretty much you can just kind of, it's pretty much like an EQ. So you can, as you can see, you can edit the clarity and everything like that. Right. So I just use this very subtly, and I use a preset, and this is a custom preset. You can copy it. It's just very subtle, like very subtle. Okay, and then of course soft clipper. And then for this, I would turn this down. Usually I would turn it up, this threshold up, but for this I'm gonna turn it down because the kick and 808 is kind of overkill. And then from here you can turn things down or up. So I think we can turn this rim down a bit. Okay, and I think that's pretty good for the mixing and mastering. Again, nothing crazy, super subtle. We can move on to kind of doing the more fun things. Okay, so with our sample that we had, I pretty much created 3 versions of it. So we have a low, so you can see we turn the pitch down. All right, and we have our regular, right, just 0 pitch, and then this one will be all the way up high. And the reason I did this is because it just seemed like there was more energy the higher we went, so I could use the high version for like a hook, right, or something like that. So I split those up, and I'm just trying to keep everything organized. That's why I color coded everything. And then what I added for drums is I added another 808 just so we can have like another drop. I added a transition, and then like I'll just play them. Okay. Okay, and then this, and then just like a little crash for the drop. So those are the sounds that we need. So now what I'm gonna do is we can start doing the structure. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of get into the structure, and the mixing and the structure is kind of linked together because you'll need to bounce back and forth from automations and everything like that. But I'm gonna keep this very straightforward. So for the intro, I kind of want it to be a little bit more interesting, or like a shift, because you could just do like a regular one, right, and then drop into this, right? But I think, you know, that's kind of generic. So I'm gonna use some of the sounds we already have, which is the guitar. Now you can use the glass bell, whichever ones you created, but I think we can probably use a string bass. Yeah, we can use that. I'm gonna copy this over and delete the bass, so it's like a build up. Okay, so now I want a swoop. I want to swoop into the drop. So what we gotta do is, you can do as long as you want, but I think like from here to here, probably way too. We want to record this. So what we want to do is keep it here, go to our mixer, go to our master channel, and I have our reverb here and Edison. So you need it in this order. So you need reverb first and then Edison. Now you turn them on. So for the reverb, you just want to turn the wetness to 100%. Okay. And then from here, you just hit record and play. And you want to keep that tail there. So what I'm gonna do is delete this beginning part like that, and then we can drag this into here. And I guess we could turn these off now so it doesn't affect our master. And then we can edit this and call it like swoop. So of course, now what we need to do is reverse. And then from here, you can kind of edit it. You can stretch it by clicking this to how you like it. So we can kind of listen to how we want it. Okay, and I think that might be good for like a little swoop. So I think that's good on that. We can kind of move on to the next part. All right, so from here we have our little intro. So now we can add in our little other effects real quick. So this is like a little transition. So I'm gonna just hold Alt so you can pretty much put it where you want, lock it there. We could probably use this later. And I'm gonna put a crash right here. So you will need to kind of figure out the right volume so it's smooth. I want this to stop. Let's take this off. And I'm gonna stop these like right before, so it's like, so it doesn't leak over. Okay, so we have that. So now we can kind of get into the real structure here. I'm gonna try to keep this like large as I can. So from here, you can kind of pick which ones that you want. And I think what I'm gonna go with is the regular one first. And I'm gonna actually double all of these real quick. And we can kind of work this way. So I wanted this to be like the first part of the hook and second part, right? And then this we can use as like a mid ground or mid area. And then I'm gonna drag this in like that. So this will be kind of our structure throughout the, so this will be our verse. And I probably should, I'm gonna add timestamps after this, but this could be our hook and then our verse. And we kind of do like an even structure here. All right, and then we can just drag our drums in. And then we're, of course we can make another track here. Where is it? Insert one, a little bit smaller. And then for our drums, we can just copy it all the way through. And then use this as like the end part. And then we can edit our drums and add like other parts too. So from here, let's probably add this swoop down here. I think, yeah, that's good. So now let's see, let's add one of these somewhere. Let's do this. So from here, we're going to probably add some drum variations just to kind of wrap it up, because I think we could do like a different drum drop right here. All right, so now we just need a few drum variations for the drop or like the verse area. So I'm just right click, or not right click, but click here and go to make unique, just so it's a new pattern. You can see is number 2. Let's go in here and we're gonna delete this one and delete this. And now we can make a pattern here. And this is pretty simple. We can just kind of throw these down wherever. Well, not wherever, but you know, we already know what notes we need, right? The D and the A. So copy those over. We just add like a little kick. Just double that up, pull the velocity up. All right. So from here, we can just copy these over, and I guess we could do one more. Actually, let's go ahead and do these hi-hats real quick. Actually, I'm gonna just do this, and I'm gonna just fast forward through this bar just slightly. So okay, so these are the hi-hats, 1/6 grid. Okay, I'll just copy these over to our third. Just make a slight adjustment, pull that up. Let me see. Okay, just something different, just to switch the beat up. So I think that'll be good. And we can just play each one of these individually. Okay, I think that's good for the drum variation, and I might need to adjust this part to, as you can see, the 808 is overlapping. So let's just go ahead and move on to our automation. All right, so now we are on to the last step, which is automation. Now keep in mind, everything throughout this video that I've shown, you'll probably go more into detail on and work harder on. I just want to make sure everything was clear and cut, because bouncing between menus and sounds and stuff can get very confusing once we add so much stuff. So this right here, we're going to be using our low pass and just a few looperator presets. These are custom effects. All right, so what you want to do first is just turn these down, just so it's easier to you know, mess with when we put it in here. Turn them on, right click, create automation, same thing. So now we have these and we don't have to manually pull these down. So from here, you can just add stuff. So I can put this low pass where any of these like swoops are, and I'm gonna just do something real quick. And I'm gonna hold Alt and just make this effect drop out before the drop. All right, just so it's a little clearer. And then we can just add these anywhere. All right, you can just have fun with it at this point. And then maybe one over here, something like that. See what that sounds like. I'll play it from here. And that is pretty much it. Of course, you can add more sounds, you can put drum fills and all type of stuff in here. But that's going to conclude this little series. I kind of wanted to make this like a start to finish type of thing, so it's kind of like an all-in-one, just Halloween themed. So if you followed along from the beginning, you should have a full beat and you should have all the skills you need to kind of finalize your beat and finish it all out. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the series. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.